17 million streams in 24 hours can make you a viral trend, but returning from a multi-year mandatory military deployment just to immediately snatch the biggest award in American music from Taylor Swift requires an entirely different level of global power. For BTS, the narrative of their historic 2026 comeback has officially shifted from an emotional reunion into an absolute competitive bloodbath. On Monday night, May 25, 2026, the South Korean icons completely took over the 52nd American Music Awards at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, taking home a perfect 3-for-3 sweep that culminated in the night's most prestigious honor, Artist of the Year. It is a staggering statement of cultural dominance that has completely upended the international music industry over the last 24 hours, proving that while the pop landscape spent years trying to fill the void left by the group's temporary absence, the throne still belongs exactly where they left it. The actual timeline of this massive victory highlights just how rapidly the group reasserted their commercial authority over the Western mainstream. Less than 3 months ago, all 7 members officially completed their mandatory government service and walked straight into a recording studio, dropping their massive 5th studio album, Arirang, in March. The record completely shattered industry metrics, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and launching its lead single, Swim, straight to the top of the Hot 100. That intense commercial momentum slammed directly into the fan-voted AMAs, where the group opened the global broadcast with a blistering stadium rock performance of their track, Hooligan, pre-recorded during their current sold-out residency at Allegiant Stadium. When the envelope for Artist of the Year was unsealed, BTS officially defeated heavyweights like Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, and Bad Bunny, prompting band leader RM to take the microphone and declare to a roaring arena that achieving this specific milestone after their military hiatus felt like an absolute dream. Public reaction has fundamentally overwhelmed platforms like TikTok, X, and global music forums, with fans launching an exhaustive celebration of the group's historic second Artist of the Year win. Viral clips of the septet walking through the audience to accept the heavy glass trophy have amassed tens of millions of views, but the digital debate quickly shifted into an intense analysis of the voting metrics. On one side of the comment sections, pop culture purists are fiercely arguing that BTS's sweeping victory exposes a massive, unbridgeable chasm between standard radio airplay and raw, highly organized, fan-mobilized streaming power, pointing out that their fanbase outvoted domestic giants who dominated American pop radio all winter. On the other hand, mainstream cultural critics are heavily praising the result as a definitive validation, arguing that pulling off a stadium-level sweep immediately following a multi-year military discharge proves that K-pop has completely moved past the niche trend label and firmly established itself as a permanent pillar of global entertainment architecture. This sudden escalation into a massive trending topic reveals something incredibly deep about the true mechanics of modern influencer culture and the real value of audience loyalty. In a digital ecosystem heavily flooded with transactional partnerships and temporary viral personalities who fade away the second they stop posting content, BTS has built an absolute fortress of generational devotion that operates completely outside the laws of standard celebrity maintenance. Normal pop acts lose immense market value and cultural relevance if they disappear from the public eye for even 6 months, yet this group vanished into rigorous government service for years and returned to find their consumer base larger, hungrier, and more unified than ever before. It proves that the future of long-term artistic survival isn't about chasing the weekly algorithmic trend or oversaturating the media grid with fake lifestyle content, but about cultivating a deep, emotionally resonant community that views an artist's success as an extension of their own identity. Original commentary here. This historic grand prize win is a brilliant reputational shield that permanently silences industry skeptics who predicted that the group's golden era would inevitably cool down after their mandatory service. For the past 2 years, Western media outlets have aggressively pushed the narrative that a new generation of younger pop groups and solo stars had successfully decentralized the group's cultural monopoly. By stepping onto that Las Vegas stage and taking home the top honor over the most commercially successful American artists of the decade, BTS completely shattered that wishful thinking. They didn't just return, they totally reset the hierarchy. It affects their reputation in an incredibly powerful way, transitioning them from a classic boy band navigating a tricky adulthood transition into an untouchable, historic institution that commands the exact same multi-generational reverence as legendary legacy rock acts. We must remain exceptionally careful to separate the verified, physical facts of Monday night's ceremony from the wild online theories circulating through fan spaces. It is a confirmed fact that BTS won all 3 awards they were nominated for, that their album Erarang has broken multiple global streaming records since its March release, and that they are currently in the middle of a massive stadium tour. However, viral social media theories claiming that the group's Artist of the Year win automatically triggers a special, permanent cultural exemption from any future domestic reserve training obligations are entirely false fabrications born out of a misunderstanding of South Korean military law. Furthermore, online rumors suggesting that Western artists in the front row deliberately skipped the standing ovation during the acceptance speech due to backstage political tension remain entirely unverified internet drama fueled by poor camera angles and slow-motion editing. The pacing of this historic comeback has been remarkably aggressive, moving effortlessly from a high-stakes studio return in the spring directly into a dominant, award show sweep that has completely altered the conversation surrounding global pop dominance as the summer touring season kicks off. This leaves the international music industry with a massive, looming question to reckon with as the rest of the year unfolds. As BTS prepares to wrap up their Las Vegas residency and head back to South Korea for their massive 13th anniversary concerts in June, their total reclamation of the Western award landscape sets up an unprecedented narrative heading into the upcoming winter season. Whether this dominant display of fan-voted power will finally force conservative industry institutions like the Grammys to completely reevaluate how they measure the cultural impact of international groups, or if the major American recording establishment will continue to gatekeep its highest honors despite undeniable global metrics, remains a fascinating, unresolved struggle that will dictate the future of pop music.